Hello everyone. In this video I want to share an interesting story with you about how I went from being a microbiology researcher working in a hospital to becoming a personal trainer. I was working in a clinical field, and I was in the university program for microbiology, and I didn't realize I was putting on weight. I was completely oblivious to this. It all came to a realization one day when I stood on the scale. I was actually living at home still. And I step on the scale and I say to my mom, "Hey Ma, you have to buy a new scale because this one's broken." I laugh as I say it. This one's broken. That's what I thought. My mother actually did go out and buy a new scale. And this is the level of, I guess denial is the word, that I was in. I didn't realize that I had been putting on weight, where I step on the new scale and my response is, "Oh my God, this one's broken too. You have to take it back." And that's when my mother said, "Calliope, maybe you put on a few pounds." And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Haven't you been buying bigger jeans?" I was like, "Yeah, but I'm still growing." In my head, I was like, as a teenager, you grow in size and length. And that's when reality hit me. I was like, "Oh, that number on the scale is real. I am gaining weight. What's going to happen?" So that's where it started. And the interesting thing is the approach that I took to tackling it. Now, I did not eat healthily at the time. I did not eat any fruits or vegetables. Like, I remember trying to eat an apple was a feat. So it was chips and fries and all sorts of things, not in moderation. So I was so used to this way of eating, though, that I did not want to give it up. So I was like, whoa. I was like, well, I guess I have to change something about what I'm doing. Otherwise, this is going to continue. Like, I'm going to gain further. But at the same time, I don't want to go on a diet. And for me, I only knew diet in terms of almost like a fasting diet. That's what I had been exposed to, mainly growing up, like, a real deprivation diet. So I was thinking, I don't know, what am I going to do? And then I decided to tackle it like a scientist. So I was like, wait a minute. I gotta go to the library and find out what a calorie is. Now, this goes back in the day where you didn't have internet and you had to go to the library for information. You hear that, Lucy? Oh, in case I didn't introduce Lucy. Ishmael. Poodle Lucy. But back to the story. Back to the story. So I start learning and understanding how the body uses energy and how does it gain energy, and that, okay, so you have protein and fat and carbs and alcohol. Those are the only places where you get the sources of caloric energy, and each one gives you a different amount of energy, and this is what a human body needs and how it works. So I looked at the science of nutrition, I guess, and I started to apply some changes to my eating. And as I was doing this, I remember thinking to myself, I'm just doing this for 2-3 months until I drop this weight, and then I'm going back to my eating habits, because please, it really felt like I could not live without that daily bag of chips. It was part of my the fun in the day that I would go and get my little bag from the vending machine. What ended up happening was I was shocked at how good I felt. Like, it felt worth it. It totally felt worth it. And as I went on, I definitely acquired the taste. I started enjoying fruits and vegetables, and I started to get an interest in cooking. And I was blown away by this fact. I was blown away that my taste buds could change, that I, Calliope Nikitas, could live without the daily bag of chips. And over time, so I would say about a year, 6 months to a year later, enough weight had started to fall off that people who would see me would start to say, "Oh my God, what did you do?" And so I'd be like, oh, I started explaining about, the protein and the calories, and 1 gram of protein has so many calories, and this is how you should eat. So I'm getting excited. Now I'm still doing exciting research on meningitis, but at the same time, I'm developing an interest now in health. Like, I have to teach this to people. Like, the last person on the planet that thought they could change their habits and that could enjoy movement or anything athletically related, I need to tell people. I got 3 different certifications in my spare time, and then wasn't sure if I should, make the leap and change careers. I knew I was doing like cutting edge DNA stuff. So I tell my boss, I think I'm gonna leave the clinical setting and try my hand. I laugh as I say it because it just sounds so preposterous, of becoming a personal trainer. Now, I remember my boss saying right there, you're committing professional suicide, right? So it's like, you know what? If not now, when? I'll go try it for a year or 2. If it flops, I'll come back to the hospital research setting. I ended up being very successful, and I had been there and walked through that and knew what it takes to change your behavior long term. I did it for 10 years. I loved being a personal trainer. I loved it, and I do miss it. Also, I think now when I look back, I think it's very cool that I did have the guts. When my boss and other people, I could see that it sounds insane. What do you mean? You went to university for this and you're gonna not pursue it? But I like that I had the courage to just test it out and be open to failing in it. I can see that throughout my life, really what the thread has been that I love teaching. I love shit. Like, when I'm excited about something I discover that helps me, I must share it with others. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.